This conference will now be recorded.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, Jyoti.
Good morning.
Good morning. So,
Well, I've done that program on collections yesterday,
okay.
and then I finished JDBC.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I've gone through synchronization also, and I
Yeah.
started servlets. Everything got messed up. When I learned servlets, it was with XML, and right now you can do it without XML. So I was trying to get that Tomcat Apache, and I messed up whole of my system, but then still it's not running for me.
Okay, okay. So you're trying with servlets without XML configuration.
Yes.
Okay. Can you share me your screen?
Mhm.
Sorry, Kishore, can you make Jyoti as a presenter? Or you can share it, no, Jyoti?
I don't think, no, I don't think I can because I'm not a
Yeah,
presenter.
I made you presenter. You can give the presenter access to Jyoti.
Okay.
Hello.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Are you getting the option?
No, I'm not. It's still disabled. It is saying, ask the organizer to make you
One
presenter.
minute. I think I have.
Mhm.
I can see. I'm not getting the option. I'm getting on your Kishore only. I'm getting the option. I can share my screen. You can see my screen, but
Mm,
make as present. Yeah.
Yeah, I made you the presenter.
yeah, I can.
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay.
So where is your sublet? Collections file. Okay.
This is my servlet. Oh,
And where is your sublet class?
I, yeah, here.
Okay. At web servlet annotation, it is showing an error. Did you configure your servlet with servlet API.jar file or something?
That is only not happening. I tried downloading different versions of Apache. I tried collections. I tried that
You have
common
Tomcat?
lang.
You didn't install Tomcat?
I removed it. Oh, yeah, I have one. I still didn't remove one. Screen sharing is now paused. Oh, 1 second. Oh, yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. I've downloaded this one. If you want, I can re-download everything.
No, that's okay. You have downloaded now, but you need to add it to your application server. Sorry, you
Yeah,
need to add it to the Eclipse. So, no, not like that. Where is your server here? You're not getting options.
Yeah, I can't see Apache here.
Okay. You cannot see Tomcat. It's not Apache. Oracle, Red Hat, SAP, IBM. The plugin is not there. Which version of this one you are using? Which version of Eclipse?
The newest one, 2020 or that 14 thing.
So okay, once no servers available, click to here in the servers. Just click on that. Just click on that. Try, in the select server type, try for Apache Tomcat. Okay. How come this is not showing the plugin? Tomcat. Okay, this is. How come it is not showing the servers? Actually, the problem is you don't have an access to that one. But how it is? Why it is not showing the Tomcat option? Okay. Otherwise, you just go and add and the marketplace. Go to
Oh,
the
I
Windows.
tried that also.
Right?
Yeah, I tried that also. I couldn't find.
At least Tomcat Pugly. Yeah.
This one?
So, yeah, that's one.
It's not
Install it.
Apache.
No, that's okay. That's what. Add it. .2020. I restart the Eclipse once. Still,
Close
you
and
know, did it installed?
yeah, it went through. It asked for me to restart, so I restarted it.
Okay. The plugin is not showing. Which one is your? Is it Windows or Mac? Windows only, no?
Windows.
And click new servers or no? No?
Mhm. I tried adding from somewhere here also. All these are blocked for me. I don't know why.
What has been blocked?
The add
Like,
external jars, the buttons are blocked. Do you want
how
me
come?
to delete this and again download some other thing maybe?
That's not the case. Even if you don't delete, the plugin has to show.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
the Eclipse when you download, if it is a Java EE, hope you have downloaded the Java EE only, no? So if you would have downloaded the Java EE, so there it will ask you, what do you say? There only it will show you. It's not related to the Tomcat. It is related to your plugin. Your Eclipse is not supporting that plugins.
Oh,
Why? What must be the reason? I'm not getting. Compulsory, it has to show the plugin.
hey, there's something Tomcat over here.
So okay, you just set the path servers, servlets. If you don't have that, you cannot be able to do anything. Let's just check installation. Java EE repackaged. We have two things here. This open perspective.
Some maybe IntelliJ. Can we try?
At the time of installation of your Eclipse, you have installed Java EE, right?
I guess so. I've downloaded the normal Eclipse.
You're getting here Tomcat, no? What is this? You
Yeah.
got it.
What did I? One sec.
Okay, let's see. Let's see configure build path. Oh, here you have option, no? Tomcat here. That means for individual project you can access. Oh, that's the thing. Okay. So now you need to find out the Tomcat. It has to give the location. Runtime environment. It has to find out. Tomcat. So root optional work. Extra information. Context name is a Tomcat project. The developer class path. No. We need to add a Tomcat. We have an option Tomcat find here. So that means from here you can add your Tomcat also. But where can I set the path? Class path. Export to var settings. This is not the one. General. Go to the okay. Var file export. This is it Tomcat content name. Var settings. He has given some other way to go to the targeted runtimes. Or else click on server. There is an option server, right? Here server. This project is not associated with any servers.
Restore defaults.
Do you have created a web project or what you have created?
Dynamic project, yeah. Dynamic
You
web
have created dynamic web project, right?
project.
But still, that's not an issue. It has to show an option. But in our case of Eclipse, it will not show over there Tomcat. Tomcat
I can try restore defaults.
Tomcat. Switch to workspace. Import configure properties. No property pages for. Okay. In servers, it is not showing an option of the project servlet JDE web module. The project is not associated with any servers, so there is no server. That is web project you said. Okay, cancel Tomcat. Here we are getting an option. Just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
– 2023, right? Yours is.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not getting server type list there. That's why I'm not understanding why it is not showing the type list. It has to give the type list actually. It might be 2020 or anything generally, but I never use 2020 anyway. There it is showing Tomcat, but it is not showing the versions. How come? You have installed Java EE plugin, right?
I have to check once.
So if it is Java EE, automatically it will show. But if it is not Java EE, then it will not show. But it is showing other servers. That's fine. You'd have get other things also. There's something wrong. It has gone actually. I can see in the corner that is Java EE only. You have EE. That is the corner. What you have is Java EE. Java EE, that is. And you are getting this servers option also. That's correct. But Tomcat is not configured. Tomcat is not there. Maybe that's their mistake or what, I'm not understanding. But the previous versions of Tomcat must be there. Without Tomcat, we cannot be able to do anything. I just wanted you to install. This is Eclipse problem. This is not your.
Okay. I mean, can I try it in
Have you
IntelliJ?
set the path globally? Path? Did you set it? JDK path?
Yeah, I did.
You know how to set the path permanently, right?
Mm-hmm.
The where's the path?
Mm-hmm.
Which version of Java JDK you are using?
14.
JDK 14.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me this program files JDK? Where is the location of this? JDK JDK 14. JDK 14. Okay. Bin till bin you have copied, I think, right? Till bin, right? That's fine. Okay, and the Tomcat 9. If you're installing, which version of Tomcat you have installed? Which version you have installed? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Jyoti, can you hear me? Jyoti, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, yes.
Can you hear me,
Hello.
Jyoti? Yeah,
I can
Kishore.
hear you, but
From her side, there is some problem.
yeah, she's offline.
Okay. Hello, Jyoti, can you hear me? Jyoti, can you hear me? Am I audible? Kishore, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There is some technical problem on my side.
Yeah, she's able to hear you.
Hello, Jyoti.
Hello?
Yeah, Jyoti, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Your voice is little low.
How about now?
Okay, so this is your Eclipse problem, Jyoti. And
Okay.
even if you install, I just wanted you to reinstall. When you are installing, make sure that you are going to install Java EE marketplace, and might be some reason it is not setting up your Tomcat for some reason. The JDK 1.14 it is supporting or not, I'm not understanding.
Okay.
Because we have Tomcat 8 or something, the levels. Install JDK also. Install JDK also better than latest version. Give some JDK 8 or 9. Are you getting me?
Okay.
And then install your Eclipse and then see what will happen. If
Okay.
your JDK hasn't set properly and your Eclipse has a problem to configure Tomcats.
Okay.
So what I'm asking you is install JDK 8 and then after that I wanted you to install Eclipse with
Okay.
JE
No,
and
I
then
just
see.
have some programs over here. That is why I'm a little afraid to, kind of delete this one. So I was thinking I'll try with IntelliJ.
No, the programs there's some small programs. What they are?
Small itself. I mean, small projects I just started doing.
Okay. No
That should be
problem. That's
fine.
not a problem. What do you do is you can configure in any other drive. That's not a
Okay.
problem.
Oh, okay.
When you're installing, you can keep it in some other location.
Okay.
That's it. And make sure when you're installing JDK location, what it has to take. JDK 8 it has to take. Make sure that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Try for that because without Tomcat, we have to work with the JSPs, we have to work with the servlets, we have to work with the Hibernate, we have to work with the Spring. So without Tomcat,
Okay.
we cannot be able to do.
Okay.
So it's required.
Okay. I'll just I'll redo everything and then let me check if Tomcat
Okay,
works then.
that we just do it later on. Okay.
Okay.
So and open. I mean JDBC, you're fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have any issues with the JDBC? You know what is the difference between statement and prepared statement?
Prepared statement is like if you want to give so many things, then you can kind of make it small and customize it to our thing.
Okay, so many things in the sense.
uh, the parameters, everything.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, but you're not able to represent it correctly.
Yeah.
What is the difference between, okay, you can disconnect now, it's not required. So what is the difference between, uh, what do you say, your um, statement and a prepared statement? Do we have any other statements? Jyoti, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
You can hear me,
Can
right?
you, yeah, I can hear you. You can
There's
hear
some
me, right?
technical problem from your side today, I think.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello? Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
So,
should I
now.
give you presenter access?
that's okay. That's okay for a timing. Okay, so what is the statement versus a prepared statement?
Like in the statement, we generally write our query, which we want to do from database. And in the
Okay.
prepared statement, it's like query itself, but uh, it's more generic version so
Hmm.
that you can add on later on in the code itself. Like,
Okay. So basically, we have a statement is just to execute some small queries and all. So prepared statement is something we can call it as parameterized query.
oh,
Parameterized
parameters
means
query.
we can insert the values later point. We can insert the values later point. We can give the values later on, not immediately at the moment. So that is one major difference between what do you say, your parameterized, sorry, prepared statement and uh, general statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm passing the parameters over here, but I'm not giving the values.
Mm-hmm.
This option will be given by your prepared statement. Okay, so at the moment I don't need it. Later I have a chance to give the values, and it has a method set integer, set float, set double, set string, and execute update and execute query. All these methods we have. So which column you would like to set it? You have such kind of method. If it is a string, I have to use set string. If it is an integer, I have to use set int. And finally, I'm going to say execute update. And if you want to delete a record, so I will be writing a query, and later on I can pass which record I would like to delete. On the statement, I can say set int that column number 1 and whatever it may be, that column I would like to delete. And if I want to retrieve, okay, that is normal. To insert a record, I can insert any number of values. That is my parameterized query. Any number of values I can insert, or I have an opportunity to set the values also, because if I use statement, I have to use then and there itself I need to set it the values. Later point of view I cannot be able to. So we have execute query, execute update, execute batch, and no other methods. Column number 1 this has to be set, column number 2 this has to be set, column number 3 this has to be set. I don't have such methods. Are you getting me? We have only execute queries, we can only execute it. Deletion or updation, you have to write it manually. Then there I have in the query itself I have to declare.
Yes.
So that is the difference between what do you say, statement and prepared statement. Very important question. What is the difference between statement and prepared statement? So what are the steps to connect to the database?
First, we give the class name,
Mhm.
and then connection, and then statement, execute query, close connection.
Close connection.
Connection dot close. I mean, whatever is the connection name we have given, dot close.
Okay. So how a Java application will be connected to the database?
When we give the class for name, we are mentioning the driver, and in the connection, we get connection. In that we give
Okay.
the.
So if you write the code manually, that's enough. You mean that, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
If you write manually, if you write a class code, that's enough. You want to you mean that, right? Or any additional thing we have to do?
I guess writing the code manually is enough.
Okay. Okay. So what if I'm going to, I'm using Oracle, what if I'm going to switch to my database, I'm going to change it to my MySQL, then what is the case?
We might want to change the get connection address.
Okay. 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 So I have Oracle database and working on JDBC, and now I thought of changing my database. What are all the changes I need to do? Oracle, I thought it is expensive. I need to pay for them. MySQL is what do you say? It's an open source. I don't need to pay for them. In that case, I would like to shift to MySQL. In that case, what are the changes I need to do application wise?
Should we get something from MySQL also? Because since we're, I don't know, I mean, if we give the location over here, it is having access to retrieve from there, and also
I
it
have
save
written
and
100
update.
queries. I've written 100 queries to connect from my Java application to database. Are you getting me? So these 100 queries, so I have to rewrite them, or what I have to do? If I use JDBC, so yeah, I've written JDB Java to Oracle. I have written some 100 or some queries, 1,000 queries, and these 1,000 queries are related to my Oracle specific. Am I right? So what if I have changed my database to MySQL? So what are the, do I need to rewrite all the queries?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. So is there any difference between Oracle operating system and MySQL operating system? Did you ever work on Oracle and MySQL?
I don't remember. I don't think so. No.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, this is very important. So basically here what happens is we are connecting, we are able to switch to database, but the queries are database specific. So whenever you are changing it to that particular database, you need to add that API. API basically available as in the form of a jar file. So that means when I'm working with Oracle, I need a OJDBC jar file. And when I'm working with the MySQL, I need a MySQL-connector.jar file.
Okay.
You are aware of it, right? Hello.
No.
Okay. So if I just prepare this class, it's not enough. Java is a separate class. Your database is separate. So I want to make a communication between these two things. So if I want to do that, compulsory I require JDBC. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
So this is my Oracle connection. So you know that the first one is if nothing they'll ask you. Anyone if they want, I mean if you're going for an interview, I don't know what's the purpose. If you have gone to any job or something, the first thing should be on the core Java only. On the Java only, there'll be a number of questions because that's the toughest one. So where
Okay.
the challenges will be there in that only. After that, if they have to ask, anyone has to ask a JDBC, generalized questions. Tell me the steps. Tell me how you switch to one database to another database. Difference between statement and prepared statement. So generalized questions. I'll tell you what are all the questions also in the later point of view. Now, the first step is I need to load the driver, or we can call it as registering the driver class.
Mm-hmm.
If it is an Oracle driver, I have to write with the help of a class. It's a static one, and it has a method called for name. Class is a static class, and this is a for name is a method, and this is called factory method. And with the help of this, I'm going to register the driver. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. I'm registering the driver class. The class name is, this is my class, and this class is available in this package. And but this package, you're working with Java, but where is this Oracle supporting classes and all? You have JDK, but you don't have JDBC related classes here. So what I have to do, they didn't give anything in built. So we need to add one jar file, that is OJDBC jar file. What is the file?
Or JDBC jar file.
If you're working with Oracle, you need to add or you need to configure your entire project with your OJDBC jar file. If you're working with MySQL database from your Java application, you need MySQL.jar file. If you're working with the IBM SQL tool, you need IBM vendor jar file. That means the vendors, Oracle or MySQL or any other server vendors, they need their responsibility to provide these jar files so that
Mm-hmm.
all the Java calls should be converted into database specific. Your JDBC is nothing but it's a bridge which will take the Java object values to the database table. So that means the mapping has to be done. So this calls will happen. We are going to call the things. To call that, first I need to establish the connection between a Java to database. Java is going to work on JVM mission. Oracle is going to work on in a different server, or we are keeping in our same system. We are keeping that server. to make the connection, I need 5 steps. First is I need to register the driver, and the second is I need to get the connection to my Java application. I need to create the connection. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm using the username and the system and whatever it may be, my database password. Okay. Once after getting the connection, now my step is I need to travel from one point to another point. For that, I need a statement object. Okay. It's like first we need to create a roadway, and then your object will be a bus will be or any item will be ready. That is your statement. And then your queries. Your query is, what is your query? It might be insertion, it might be deletion, or any other thing you will be writing over there. And then what we are going to do is, as it is a select option, we are retrieving all the things. And when you say selector, so it is going to give some set of values. So that's the reason we are using result set. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, fine. Result set rs dot next. So we are saying, and we are printing, we are getting the values. So the 5 steps. The first step is registration. The second step is connecting to the object, create the connection object, and the next step is create the statement object, and the next step is executing the query, and the final step is closing the connection object. Everything in terms of object. Fine. Once it's been done, I need to configure my project with the Oracle jar file. So configure your build path. With this jar file. For that, you need to say add external jars. Anyway, you know that where is the location of that jar file? OJDBC jar file. I need to add it. I kept it somewhere else here, so I will be adding that. Okay, and then open. So when you open that, the file will be added. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So fine, we have done it, this one, and this application will connect to me to the database. What if I would like to connect to my MySQL? I may connect to the same table, but MySQL queries are little different. I would like to connect to the same thing. Sorry, I cannot be able to connect to the same table because that is a different server and this is a different server. So I have configuration same way, like driver manager get connection and my JDBC driver manager and
I guess I
driver.
worked with MySQL.
That's it.
I remember
Result set.
seeing.
Okay, so and result set. So after that, you need to configure with what? MySQL.jar file. Okay, you need to add again to your build path. Configure build path with the MySQL jar file. This is. So without that, we cannot be able to connect it.
Yeah, I'll
Even if
just work around.
yeah, even if you write the manual code, nothing will happen.
Yeah, I was trying to do that add jar file and then I got all messed up. I'll again try to do.
Okay, not a problem. So first you make sure with your Eclipse. Okay, you have some problem. You are not able to add it the Tomcat
Jar
server.
files.
For
Yeah, I
future,
cannot add also. Yeah.
mm,
For
for
this
future.
JDBC also now I cannot add because everything is blocked. I'll just reinstall and see.
Mm. So and make sure the JDBC JDK. I wanted you to install 1.8. Don't use higher version. Okay. There may
Okay.
be some support in will not be supported by Eclipse.
Okay.
Uh, No, that's fine. JDBC, that's the thing, that's the basic things what I would like to say about JDBC. And the remaining things you can know, you can be able to do it. So retrieve files, store files, and we have something called callable statement. Have you heard about something cache anytime?
Mm-hmm.
cache, CA.
The memory location. Whenever you request something, every time you have to go back to the memory and get it. The recent ones will be stored in cache, the frequently used ones, so that the access time will be reduced.
You're saying generally, or how the JDBC will have a connection with the database, and that point of view I'm talking.
Oh.
Just a minute. Just. Okay. We were discussing about cache. Cache is something like would like to maintain the connectivity. Let's say I have got the database connectivity, and after getting the database connectivity, I need to store the values, and there is some level of information which maintains, that is called cache. That is called cache. Here in the JDBC, we have this cache system in the Hibernate. But what about the cache in JDBC? Okay, that we have to see. So if you want, what do you say, the object-oriented database access to provide the flexibility to your application, then the cache is a driver which is contained in which is helpful for you, what do you say, putting all the data to the database. So for that we have the cache mechanism. Are you getting me?
But it seemed like to make the things faster, basically main advantage.
I'm sorry?
The main advantage of that is similar, right? That you want to make things faster in JDBC.
Yeah, basically you are going to store database objects to the what do you say, to the database. For if you don't have a cache system, every time for each and every, let's say student object I have. Now I'm not we are directly writing. What if I have a form, and from the form if I submit each time one object will be populated. The form will be populated to some some POJ class, and that value has to be set to the table from the HTML form to your employee class. So every time when I submit the form, this employee details has to store using JDBC. It has to store it to the database. What if I have to store every time I have to store every time I'm using the form and I'm storing that? So that means every time I need a database connectivity for each and every object. When I'm submitting every form, I need to get a database connectivity. If I don't get a database connectivity, are you getting me? So if you are going to the ATM, what you'll do is, if you just keep the card, and if that ATM is working but it is not able to connect to the server, means what will happen? And for you it has connected, and the next person has come, and for him also it has to connect to the server. Who holds this information? Who is going to get this information? That is called cache.
Okay.
Which will be holding an information of your database. So we need to enable the cache.
Okay.
If you're working with the multiple form objects, then your responsibility need to enable the cache. So that is one point of view. Again, when I'll discuss with you, there is some topic called Hibernate. You'll get a more clarity on that.
Okay.
Because every time I have to insert data, so that means every time I need to connect to the database. I don't want to do that. Instead of that, I want to get a connectivity. So connectivity means it is an internal process, of course, but still you need to have a database in the hand of yours. That means complete object should be completed. Till that time, I need to make it available. So what we have to do for that? We need to, there is something called cache, cache. So that we need to enable. That I'll discuss
Okay.
with you. That is one point of view, what you need to know. So just have a look what is cache. And as part of this, another thing is callable statement. What is this callable statements? Have you ever written procedures in Java or in
No.
table in the database procedures?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, without a procedure, if you are going to become an application developer or some, I mean, if you want to develop a big project, compulsory somewhere you have to write a procedure. Procedure is a kind of program which you will be writing in the database.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So suppose if you write a C program, you will be writing addition program. You will be writing a subtraction program. You will be writing a multiplication program. Can I write this way of a program in the database apart from executing the queries? Yes. This writing a program is called a procedure. We don't have programs, so we'll call it as procedures. And functions, they are similar. They are similar.
Okay.
So procedure is used to perform some business logic. It is used to perform calculation. Basically, some simple things you have, then go for functions. Must to have some have the return type. Must not have. So it is some class level, and this is some piece of code. So it should have return type. It's a function, and it
Mm-hmm.
may return 0 or more values. It may return only one values. Only one value. It's a function. It returns a value. It returns n number of values. It is a procedure. So if I create any procedure in my Oracle server, how do I use that procedures with the help of Java code? To do that, your JDBC, hello,
Uh-huh.
can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to do that in the JDBC, we have something called callable statement. Procedure is something which you are going to develop in your uh, in your database, and that procedures, if I want to use in my
Program.
application, in my program or application, I need to use, as part of the JDBC, I need to use callable statement. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is the use of callable statement? This
Yeah.
callable statement will helpful for me to execute the procedures and functions. Execute stored, that means you have predefined code, that is stored means stored program it is, but we don't call it as a program. Stored procedure we call it as. So if I want to execute the stored procedures from the Java code, I need to use callable statement. That's it. So that might be that procedure can execute some code. See something like this. I'll create a procedure in the database. Procedure name is insert tr. It seems. I'm going to write this ID number something. This procedure I have written to insert values. So simply he has given an example. ID number something, ID in number, name in varchar is begin. That means I'm going to start and insert into user 420 values. That means when I call this procedure, it gives me the values to be inserted. Okay, fine. Okay, let it be. Actually, this is my table and this is my procedure I have created for the table.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, this is the procedure and which is not related to which is related to this table. So what this procedure, if I call this, it will insert the values. Okay, fine. Now, how do I call that procedure? So I have a callable statement on the connection object, I have a method called prepare call insert r, and the parameters we are not inserting. We'll not, he has written simple procedure, but it is not simply like this. We'll be writing some complicated. An example. So this insert is a procedure, and which is responsible to insert column number, column ID, and column name. But we don't do this kind of simple operations. We have some specific purpose. And whenever I call this procedure, my thing is I have to write this thing. So that means I don't need to write every time the query. It's like one time if you create a student class, multiple time you set the values for the student class. That is the purpose of procedure. Are you getting me?
Can you come again?
Student class, if I create multiple times, I can create an object and I can set the values. In the same way, if I create a procedure, multiple times I can set the values.
We can
Are you
do that
getting me?
normally also without procedure.
We can do that. That is, if it is 1 or 2 lines of code, that's fine.
Okay.
What's a complicated code? Student class student. Why I need to create a student class separately? I can create 100 student details in a single class.
Get it.
Okay. In the same way, we will have a specific purpose procedures. But here he has given a simple procedure. He has created a simple procedure for understanding procedure purpose. An example is given. I just wanted you to create some procedures in your database today and work on it. And in the next session, we'll see some other things or the same things. And how do you create a procedure and how do you create a function? Not with the database. Okay, create a function and procedures. And first, make sure your Eclipse. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we are entering into actual stuff. The basic stuff we have done. Core Java is very important, and there are certain topics I'll give you. I just wanted you to go through it. Okay, so you need to be, anyway, you are good enough. I've seen that everything you are able to answer in the core part, but still focus more in collections, exceptions,
Yes.
and
Okay.
threads. Okay, so and 8 features. We haven't discussed Java 8 features, which is very important. Without 8, the industries are not looking the people to be, okay, it's compulsory. We need 8. So I'll discuss in some point of time. So today, go through that procedures and how to use a callable statement and get some knowledge about cache. What is cache in the Java? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jyoti. See you in the next class. Okay. Any questions for me?
Oh, no, nothing.
Thank you.